To some fans, actor and director John Krasinski may always be Jim Halpert from the American version of The Office. Jim is the show's lovable smart aleck, who brings some normality to proceedings by laughing at the madness around him. His cliffhanging romance with Pam Beesly both captivated and infuriated audiences for 4 seasons, and his pranks on desk buddy Dwight Schrute produced some of the sitcom's best gags. When The Office ended in 2013, it wasn't clear where Krasinski would go next. In any case, we didn't expect him to have 2 massive career changes in the space of a decade. Since shedding his sitcom character of 9 years, John Krasinski's best performances have come in some of the biggest action releases of the 2010s, on both the big and small screen, while starting his own horror franchise. Given his comic chops and the fact that Jim Halpert was by far the biggest character on his resume in 2013, it would have been impossible to predict that Krasinski would go in this direction after The Office. John Krasinski is now one of Hollywood's biggest action stars. He's known for playing Jack Ryan, a Marvel superhero and Guy Ritchie's version of Indiana Jones. John Krasinski is now best known for 3 high-octane roles that have transformed his reputation from TV comedy actor to Hollywood action hero. Krasinski's portrayals of CIA agent Jack Ryan in the Prime Video action thriller series of the same name, Lee Abbott in the dystopian horror movie series A Quiet Place, and Mr. Fantastic in the MCU superhero movie Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, are the things that have gained him recognition among younger generations. In fact, many teenage moviegoers and streamers probably don't even realize that Krasinski was in The Office. The action movie that changed Krasinski's career was 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, a forgettable 2016 action thriller directed by Michael Bay. While the movie itself leaves a lot to be desired, Krasinski's role as counterterrorism operative Jack Silver gave us a glimpse of the direction he intended to go in. When it came time for Amazon and Paramount to cast the central hero of their new adaptation of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan stories, Krasinski's performance in 13 Hours must have had a lot to do with their decision. Now that his character's Prime Video show has ended, Krasinski has turned his attention to playing an Indiana Jones-style hero in Guy Ritchie's upcoming adventure movie Fountain of Youth. Nothing about The Office suggested Krasinski's career would go in this direction. Krasinski was a comic actor whose character lacked the physicality of an action hero. The US iteration of The Office did feature some stars who already fitted the part of action stars, including The Wire actors Idris Elba and Amy Ryan, but John Krasinski wasn't one of them. Jim Halpert is many things, but he's not an action hero. The character's lack of physicality is repeatedly highlighted throughout the sitcom, from the moment Dwight has to step in and save him from being attacked by Pam's fiancé, Roy, to the episode Koi Pond, in which Jim practices the opposite of chivalry by leaning out of Michael Scott's way to let him fall into a pond. Krasinski's character is also the source of many of The Office's best one-liners, delivered in his trademark deadpan style, and comedy seemed the obvious route for him to continue down once the series was over. Perhaps that's why the actor-director changed tack, in a deliberate move to avoid being typecast. Whatever his reasons, Krasinski has made not one but 2 big career switches in the last 12 years. John Krasinski made a second career change by switching from actor to director. His direction of horror franchise A Quiet Place put him on the map as a filmmaker. As well as becoming an action star in his own right, John Krasinski has gone on to become a critically and commercially successful Hollywood director. Although he had directed one niche movie, 2009's Brief Interviews with Hideous Men, before The Office ended, it didn't receive a wide release and was poorly reviewed. Krasinski's second attempt at directing in his career, the 2016 comedy-drama movie The Hollers, didn't do well with critics either, and was also a box office flop. Some actors might have given up at that stage, but Krasinski had other ideas, co-writing and directing the seminal 2018 horror movie A Quiet Place, in which he also starred. A Quiet Place has gone on to become a behemoth horror franchise, with Krasinski directing its second installment and producing its third. In addition, he wrote and directed the comedy movie IF in 2024. In just over a decade, Krasinski has gone from small-screen comic actor to established action star and movie director, representing a transformation on 2 levels that few would have anticipated for The Office's Jim Halpert.